everybody. Dave Brown and Corey Macklin right here at ringside. We're set to go with another day of USWA Championship Wrestling. What a day we got coming up here.
Oh, we've got a big one today. 6 big matches on the card. Richard Lee and his Moondogs, they're going to be out here for the opening bout today. Then we'll take a look at Mike Samples and Brian Christopher. They're on the card against the Billy Travis and the Hornet in a tag team action. Then we'll see Reno Riggins. He's going to be here for the first time, a newcomer to the area. And on the card today, right here today in the ring, the Rock and Roll Express.
Absolutely.
Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson are on the card. And to the expiration of time, our main event today, the King, Jerry Lawler, and Jeff Jarrett team up against Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Doug Gilbert. What a big one today.
Looks like a great one. We better get it underway. Also, you will see the results of that match in which Richard Lee had his hair at stake. Back in just a moment. Well, it was a World Tag Title match. Belts were on the line. Richard Lee's hair was too. Take a look at what happened in that match.
And again, he gets the tag. Referee Paul Neighbors says it's certified, and there's a series of certified right hands from Jerry Lawler. Strap comes down, and the King, chain and all, going after the Moondogs. Oh, they've got Jerry. Oh, Cujo. Look at Lawler's got a pin, 2. Oh, boy. Hot chicken, he thought he had him there. Only got 2 out of it, and you see Cujo nail Lawler over here. 10 minutes past, 15 to wrestle. 10 minutes past. Oh, they grabbed the dead inside. He got him. Yes, sir. 1, 2, 3. Jerry the King Lawler and Jeff Jarrett get the win. Richard Lee. Give Lee a chair in there. He's going to have to sit in the middle of the ring and get his head shaved over there. Lee sitting out in the middle of the ring. Eddie Marlin. He's got the Clippers. There goes the hair of Richard Lee. Lee. Sitting out in the middle of the ring, and Eddie Marlin is making sure he gets all of it in there. Hair is all over Richard Lee. That's Richard Lee. Recognize him or not. Try to remember when he had hair in there, because that.
Well, a very upset Richard Lee as the crowd chants, a huge crowd chanted, Baldy, Baldy. Here they come right here. Let's take a look. Oh, come on. What is this? What is this? I mean,
Let me tell you something, Dave Brown. I'm a mad individual right now. But Jerry Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, you didn't get your joke, brother, because let me tell you what I did. After Monday night in the Memphis Coliseum, I took my dogs back down to Louisiana. I figured my dogs needed to run the swamps for a while. While I was down there, I went and saw Miss Rudolph, the voodoo lady, and she gave me some hair restore. So Jerry Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, your big trick didn't work, brother, because my hair is back. But let me tell you what I did. While I was in Louisiana, I got a hold of Fifi. Fifi is the sister of Spot and Cujo, brother, and Fifi is mad. I've always took good care of Fifi. Fifi's always been loyal to me. Fifi told me, Let me go with you. Let me take care of them. And I'm going to lay claim right now. Any of the girls, any of the guys that want to get in my way, brother, you're going to have to deal with Spot, Cujo, and Fifi, brother. And right now, Lawler, right now, Jarrett, I want you to watch what's going to happen to you anytime we get close, brother. Yeah, boys!
Sends them to the ring. There go the Moondogs. We've got a match scheduled today. Get around here and ring the bell. Well, they jumped these two young guys. Corey, here we go with this opening match of the day.
Yeah, Dave, we're underway. Jerry and John Turman, two brothers in here, and they've got the task of right up against Richard Lee's Moondogs, and look at Spot come off the middle rope in there. One of the Turmans got a pin cover, got a 3. It's over now. You see Lee slide that chair in there. Bounce over with Richard.
I told you what. I told you twice. You mess with the bull, you get the horse. You made me mad now, brother. I'm unleashing the dog. I'm unleashing the whole family. And we're taking over the USWA, brother. Mark my word.
The word from Richard Lee, still upset over what happened in the match earlier in the week. Turned the Moondogs loose on these poor young kids here. And oh, look out with a chair.
Oh, boy. Isn't that horrible? Just beating those guys like that. Richard, why don't you take your guys out of here? You won the bout now.
Absolutely no excuse for what they're doing. Oh, look out. Here they come.
Come on,
watch
get
it,
them
Corey.
back over.
Let's
Boy, I hate that kind of stuff.
let's go to a break. Big battle royal occurred with $10,000 on a poll to the winner. Let's take a look at the action in that battle royal.
Leads the Moondogs. Dirty Dutchman telling Robert Fuller. Look at Fuller. He's about to get the money. He does. He grabs the bag and grabs the money in there. Dutchman Towel's thrown over the top rope. Fuller grabbed the bag with the money in it. And the Moondogs jump on Fuller. Well, they left Fuller and Mantell in there against the Moondogs. Fuller climbed the 10-foot pole in there. Grabbed the money. The $10,000, and the Moondogs jump on Fuller. And Richard Lee comes running down, helping them. Oh, we're going to need some help out here for Robert. Boy, that's ridiculous to jump on Fuller. Got him cut open over there. Richard Lee and these crazy Moondogs, I tell you. These guys just going berserk in here. Jumping on Fuller. Got Robert busted open. Richard Lee and the Moondogs continue to jump on the Tennessee stud Robert Fuller. After Fuller won the Red Man Rampage Battle Royal.
Before you get started out here, what we're going to show, what we plan to show, and that is an interview requested by Robert Fuller. So let's take a look at that videotape right now, please.
We heard that Robert Fuller, Tennessee stud, wanted to see us. We're going to try to get some comments. Robert, they said you want to see us here.
I want to thank you for coming in here. I got something I want to say, and I want to say it before I leave here tonight. I thank God above for me winning this battle royal. It's a big night. It's an opportunity for me to come home and to see many people that I love. That people know out here, I'm from this area. This is my home. I'm the Tennessee stud, and I'm darn proud of it. I want to tell you boys something. You got your Richard Lee out there and you think you're so bad and you're so tough, Richard Lee. You got mad because I set your tail down and you got your hair shaved off, and then you figure you're going to get a last chance of the night to put the stud out. Well, son, you didn't get it done. And I'm going to guarantee you something, Richard Lee. I'm going to make one more trip. This was a reunion show here. I came here to wrestle in the reunion. I wasn't coming back. But I got good news for the people who love me. You're going to see me one more time because, Richard Lee, I'm going to have your tail. And when I do, and thank you, Eddie Marlin, for letting me have him, I'm going to guarantee you something. It's the last time you're meddling in anybody's business in my home territory.
Well, big deal, Robert Fuller. Let me tell you something, brother. I'm a man too, hot dog. And when I get mad, I get mad. And a man's got to do what a man's got to do. So, fine, you made it down here for your reunion show. That's well and good, Robert. Now, let me tell you something, brother. What you're coming back for this next time is you're coming back for your funeral, hot dog, because I'm sick and tired of it. I've unleashed my dog, and I'm getting sick and tired. And every time I take my dogs to these buildings, you got people with signs. You got people barking. You got people howling. You got people yelling dirty words at us. You got people doing everything trying to distract my dog. Well, it ain't going to work. I want it stopped. Robert Fuller, I'm going to ship you over to Earth, brother. I'm going to unleash my dog, and they're going to take care of everybody in the USWA.
I think that's enough. Why don't you just head them right on out of here right now? We've got another match scheduled, and you've been out here enough already. Billy Travis and a Hornet up at ringside right now, set to go with their match. Their opponents should be headed this way. Here they come. Brian Christopher and Mike Samples teamed up here today.
Everybody stand up because
stand up because Mike Sample is entering the room. Yeah. I don't see. Well, I see a couple people on their feet, but I think they were already standing anyway. They didn't stand up for Mike Samples, I'll guarantee you that. Kevin Christian, the referee, with the explanations of the ground rules to Billy Travis and the Hornet.
Look at Travis get a little extra lick in over there on the side while Samples was running his mouth. He and Christopher, boy, these two can do it, too. Get him back, referee.
All right, Brian Christopher climbs through the ropes.
We're not here for fun and games.
Takes off the warm-up jacket. Mike Samples said they're not here for fun and games. Somebody's going to get hurt. Could be Mike Samples, too, looking across the ring.
Yes, I am starting.
Mike Samples has told the referee he's starting. And Hornet is starting for his team, and here we go.
Yes, sir. We're underway, and Christopher said Mike Samples is not in a good mood. Well, he best to be ready when he steps in the ring with the Hornet and Billy Travis in there. Tag team action, 1 fall, 10 minutes in time. And referee Kevin Christian trying to get things underway. Mr. Samples got to roll his shirt sleeve up now. Tangles in with the Hornet. The Hornet wrestling in out of Brewster, Washington. Come on, Mike. Big guy in there, too. And, well, Samples gives him a break and wants him to shake his hand.
Boy, smart move by the Hornet not to shake his hand. Because got to be real careful with a guy like Samples.
Yeah. Bags the Hornet up against the turnbuckles there again and gives him another break there. Wants him to shake his hand again. And Hornet says, "Oh, get out of here." Oh. Slapped the Hornet. Wanted to shake his hand in there. Doesn't think he's doing him a favor for giving him a break. That's a legal break.
Nice block by the Hornet. Samples going to take a shot at him with that right fist, but the Hornets blocked him and popped Mike Samples instead.
Left him right on the side there, and Samples tags his partner, Brian Christopher. Christopher comes in and goes to work with that goofy laugh in there. Samples holding the Hornet. Christopher. Oh, Hornet gets under in the way, and Christopher almost nailed Mike Samples in there. Swings out to the Hornet. Whoa!
Oh, my goodness. Well, that little celebration between Christopher and Mike Samples was for nothing. Look at Billy Travis come in there and go after Brian Christopher.
Yeah, he goes to work on him immediately, and then Christopher and Samples right into each other. Picks Brian Christopher up, whips him into the road. Match up on Christopher. Oh, and goes over and nails Mike Samples, too. Billy Travis working Christopher over. Brings Brian Christopher over. Tags his partner, the Hornet. They take Christopher down with a double elbow. Travis goes over. Look at there. Oh, Hornet had a 2 count. It was close.
It was almost over, but Brian Christopher able to bring that shoulder up just before the 3 count.
Hornet whoops Christopher in. Big boot on him. Takes him down.
Hey, every time I see this Hornet wrestle, I'm more and more impressed with his ability.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you put him with a partner like Billy Travis.
I tell you, the first time we saw him here today, we mentioned that he would be a good wrestler, and that indeed he's come to be. One day he'll be a great wrestler, the Hornet. Really like his style. Billy Travis gets a 2 count on Christopher, and then Brian kicks out at 2. Billy Travis still working Brian Christopher over.
Brian's been a little quieter since things didn't work out so well on a couple of those moves.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that goofy laugh here lately.
Watch what they're doing.
Travis throws him up there, too.
Great move by Billy, but he didn't get the 3 count. There's a right fist, too. Christopher reaching for the tag, couldn't quite get it. He's about, like 4 feet away from it.
Hornet comes in after tag from his partner, Billy Travis. Takes Brian Christopher, whips him in. Yeah, Christopher comes off the ropes and catches the Hornet, slows him down there. Christopher on his feet now, whips the Hornet in. Oh, gets a foot. Oh, boy. Hornet grabbed that left foot, and Christopher came back over top with a big right boot in there and sent the Hornet down.
Yeah, baby, do it to him.
Whips the Hornet in and catches him in the midsection and
Staying out of the Hornet.
double up right fist from Christopher, sends the Hornet down. And referee Kevin Christian warned him about that fist over there, too, Christopher's using. Mike Samples gets the tag. Comes in and just slams away on the Hornet.
Bring him over here, Mike.
Brings him over. Bad place for the Hornet to be over there. Over in Christopher and Samples' corner. Look at Christopher over there. Got him hanging over that top rope, choking the Hornet. Oh, action all over. Referee Kevin Christian is trying to keep control in here. Christopher still over, choking the Hornet on that top rope. Valley Samples goes over and tags Christopher there now. Oh, they're both in the ring here now. They whip the Hornet in. Double elbow takes him down. And Christopher and Samples working over. Oh, one after the Hornet that time. And Hornet got out of the way of that right hand. And look at Billy Travis. After Samples and Christopher in here. Travis picks Christopher up, slams him down. Look at Billy up on the middle rope now. Jumps down on Christopher. He's got him pinned over here, right in the corner. Referee Kevin Christian not fair. Hey, look out. Here comes Davenport over here with a can of hairspray.
Something in his eyes. That hairspray?
That hairspray looks like a can of something. Looks like hairspray.
He's holding on to his eyes. Christopher's got his shoulders down there.
Oh.
Referee sees it, and this one is over.
Oh, boy.
But you saw it right there on camera. Laura Davenport came running in here and sprayed hairspray in Billy Travis's eyes. Brian Christopher then able to get the pin. And that one wraps up. Boy, they're celebrating Christopher and Samples a victory here. But the outside interference is what made the difference as they were able to get the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
There's lots more to go here. We will be back with it right after this. All right, just waiting right here. Got someone new I'd like to introduce you to as he heads to the ring right here. We can here bring him on around here and talk to him just for a moment. That is Reno Riggins, new to the USWA, and don't know a whole heck of a lot about him, but I've heard mighty, mighty good things, and we'll be looking at him for the first time here in just a moment. He's got a match scheduled, so as he comes this way, let's get a word or two. Reno.
How you doing, sir?
Doing very good. Dave Brown, welcome to the area, and we're glad to have you in the USWA.
Well, I'm glad to be had. I'm here, baby. I'm ready to get this thing on.
Well, you've got a good match scheduled here today, and your opponent, I don't know too much about him, but good luck to you there. And again, all around the territory, there's some tough competition here.
Very tough competition. We've got the Moondogs. They've got them wild, crazy guys running around here left and right. You got the Gilbert brothers. Of course, you got Legend Lawler. You've got Jarrett. You've got great top-notch caliber wrestlers here in this area. These people really are getting a treat today because this guy right here I'm getting ready to wrestle, I've wrestled him in Japan, I've wrestled him in Germany, tough caliber wrestler. I'm getting ready to go in here and see what I can do against him today. But I'm ready to take on all comers. My name is Reno Riggins, and when I'm in the ring, I'm going to give you 210% against anybody that I plan to go against, whether it be the Moondogs, whether it be the Gilberts, whether it be Brian Christopher, any one of these guys. So I'm just here to prove myself.
Very good. Well, thank you very much for stopping by. Let's let you show us yourself in action here as you head up to the ring. Opponent is Bert Spears. He said he's wrestled this guy before in different parts of the world, and I don't recall him saying what his record was against him, but we'll see how he does here today in this single match in the USWA. Our first look at Reno Riggins. Nice looking warm-up jacket there and hat.
Real flamboyant
out in security. Bell sounds, and here we go. Reno Riggins. First look at him in the USWA right now, Corey.
Yes, we are underway. 1 ball, 10 minutes in time. His opponent is Bert Spears, and he backs Spears up against the ropes there, gives him a clean break. Reno Riggins, our first look at him in the USWA. Boy, we got a full one today for you. Still to come, Rock and Roll Express. They're on the card today. And don't forget that big expiration of time match. Jarrett the King Lawler, Jeff Jarrett. They'll be in against Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Doug Gilbert here today. Full show of USWA Championship Wrestling. Oh, it's Reno Riggins, a fine specimen here too, Dave.
Spears raked him across the eyes and the back.
Well, it's Bert Spears. Oh, he's choking him over there now on that top rope. The referee tells him to get him off of there. Takes Riggins, all reversal. Whips Spears in. Goes back under a couple of times. Good hip toss from Riggins. Good takedown in there. Oh, boy, this guy can wrestle. He can go, can he?
He can move.
Reno Riggins. Working over Bert Spears. Whips him into the turnbuckle. Oh. Flips over and goes after him. Whips him in the other side. Riggins flips over. That's some great moves in there. On this Reno Riggins, this guy can move. Look at that. Flips over. Takes Spears down. Covers him. Only 2, though, but look how he gets up in there. Good arm drag takedown for Riggins.
Riggins did not get the 3 count, but he immediately got up and went for another hold. He's got the arm now. Seizing control of the match, and he wants to hang on to that momentum as long as he can. Tell you what, very, very impressive, the agility that we have seen from Reno Riggins so far here today.
Yes, indeed, he is. Looking good today. Our first look at him in the USWA's got Bert Spears, whips Spears into the ropes. Spears! Oh, boy. That's grabbing him by his hair.
Yeah, grabbed a handful of hair and threw him down to the mat.
Spears thumping away on Reno in there and sets Riggins up. Slams him hard to the canvas there.
Riggins now finds himself in trouble. He had really been going good early in the match, but all of a sudden, with that hair-pulling maneuver, it seems that Spears is trying to take control, and he seems to be in control right now. Now, the question, I guess, can Reno Riggins come back? Yep, count of 2. It was close.
6 out of 2. Fans behind Riggins. Oh, he's already coming to be a fan favorite here in the USWA. Look at Spears, whips him in. Riggins, sunset, flips him over. 1, Bert Spears kicks out at 1 in there.
Yeah, Spears popped his ears. That'd have broke it up. Reno Riggins had an opportunity there, but it just didn't work out for the count of 3. Oh, goodness.
Look at that. Flips over the rope and there, gets up on the top one. Spears turns around and a flying first 3. Yes,
Yeah,
sir, he got it. That's Reno Riggins, and boy, you got to give it to this guy. He's some kind of impressive in there.
I am impressed. A little misdirection there. Look at him flip over that rope. Now, over to talk to the fans who are there on his side. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah.
Reno Riggins. Yeah, what a debut here in the
Looks good.
USWA as he defeats the larger, actually, as far as weight goes, Bert Spears. But it's Reno Riggins with the victory. Here's Mike Samples.
Reno, he's a punk. What's he doing out here?
He's out here to wrestle, and he looked mighty good too. I tell you what, I'd like to take a look at a videotape, if you don't mind, right now. Since you're here, just wait. This is you against Eric Embry, and fans pay particular attention to this one right here.
And Samples and Christopher must have found out about it because they come in here with that clothesline. Hey, come on, Brian, y'all get out of there. Pulls that clothesline on that kind of stuff. Let's ring the bell there. Let's see if we can get some help out there for Embry. Come on, Brian and Samples, get out of here. You guys, boy, I tell you. Got Embry's left eye cut open. Boy, they jugged that clothesline right in his eye there.
Yeah, something in his eye right there, but I tell you what, Eric Embry will be back this week.
I don't really care about Eric Embry or what he's doing. I want to tell everybody right now, like a good businessman, I had an insurance policy for that match because I know Eric Embry is a dirty cheat. So we used our insurance policy, and I think the little video clip there speaks for itself. I'm here today, and Eric Embry is not. Is that correct?
Well, that's correct.
Okay. Then I think nothing else needs to be said. If I could be here, obviously, Eric Embry is in much worse shape, so maybe no one will ever see him again.
Well, that's not true. As I said, Eric Embry will be back.
Well, maybe let's say he might not ever see anyone again because I think he's got a little eye trouble.
Well, he does indeed. And I'm not going to stand here and argue with you about the whole thing, but just to tell you, the videotape did speak for itself. Eric Embry will be back, and it'll be settled elsewhere, not out here talking. Let's take a break, and we'll be right back. Thank you. Monday night, it was Tom Pritchard's car against Brian Christopher's title. Here's what happened at the Mid-South Coliseum.
Right at the 9-minute mark. Elbow, shoulder from Pritchard, leaps over Christopher, comes back under, turns around. Oh, he went up to the clothesline. Oh, boy, and caught referee Paul Neighbors. And a big neck breaker from Christopher sends Tommy down. Oh, boy. Well, that's Christopher up, climbing the ropes there. He's up on the top rope. Pritchard's laying out in the middle of the ring. And Christopher flies down on him. He's got him covered. Christopher sees that referee Paul Neighbors is not counting. Paul's still laying out after being knocked down by that clothesline in there. Christopher sets him up. Look at Pritchard roll him up. He got him! 1, 2, 3. There he is. The new Southern heavyweight champion. Dr. Tom Pritchard gets the win.
Tom Pritchard has the victory right there, and a very unhappy Brian Christopher right here today with no championship belt.
You see, Dave Brown, I'm out here for one reason. And that's because everybody saw that piece of film. Everybody was down there saw that I beat Tom Pritchard. I had him beat. I had him beat.
Let me stop you for just a minute. This has been going on for several weeks now. Every week you're out here complaining, or Tom has been complaining. Eddie Marlin says, no more. No more of this. He's got a stipulation this week. You're going to have a match with Pritchard, and either you will walk out as the Southern champion, or you will not be booked in the USWA for 30 days. Loser will not get booked for at least 30 days.
That is fine and dandy, because I had that Tom Pritchard beat, and if he hadn't have cheated me, I'd have the Southern title around my waist today. You see, Eddie Marlin comes up saying that I'm always complaining, that I'm always saying that everybody's robbing me and this and that. It's that stinking Pritchard and these referees around here. Eddie Marlin, we ought to get somebody in here that can really promote. Send that Eddie Marlin back to the nursing home where he belongs. We need Mike Samples or somebody in here to promote Eddie Marlin, not demote, you understand? And if it wasn't for you and Tom Pritchard and cheating referees like I said, I'd still have the belt around my waist.
Wow.
Shut up, everybody.
While you're complaining, we have some videotape from Tom Pritchard. Here's what Tom had to say about it.
You see, Brian Christopher, I understand how you feel that you've accomplished quite a lot here in the USWA, because you not only won the Southern Heavyweight Championship, but you won the Texas belt along the same time, man. That means you held 2 belts of prominence right here in the USWA. Well, you see, Brian, I accomplished the same feat at one time. I held both the Texas title and the Southern Heavyweight Championship at one time. But at the same time, Brian, I didn't just stay here in the USWA. I wanted to expand my horizons, and I went to the Smoky Mountain Wrestling Federation, and I became one half of the Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions. And also, when my suspension got lifted here in the USWA, I came back, and I wrestled you, and I beat you for the Southern Heavyweight Championship, too. So now, Brian, I'm a man with 2 belts. I'm a man that not only competes here in the USWA, but I travel to the Carolinas, to the Virginias, to Florida, all over the country, in fact, all over the world. Now, let me just tell you this, Brian. The only place you've ever wrestled, the only place you've ever been is right here in the USWA. And yeah, I realize you got your fans out there. I realize a lot of people may like you or respect you because you do what you say, and you got no respect for nobody but yourself. But I'm going to tell you, nobody knows you except here in the USWA, and I'm known worldwide. I'm holding belts in 2 federations, and I'm going to tell you, after this week, I'm going to keep holding belts in 2 federations, and I'm going to show you why. Experience is going to pay off this time, son. You'll either be wrestling here as a champion, or you won't be wrestling here at all for 30 days.
Tom Pritchard, the man who has the belt.
See, that's all Pritchard is. A bunch of talk. A bunch of talk. He wants to expand, he said. He wants to go have horizons and this and that, he said. Well, I'll tell you what, Tom Pritchard. This week, the only thing that is going to expand is going to be your sticking nose. When I'm busted in half, because I'm so mad, this week, I'm breaking a neck.
A word from Brian Christopher. My goodness gracious. Oh, boy, I tell you what. Hey, you stay tuned. We've got Lawler and Jarrett coming up against the Gilberts here in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
Right now, though, I want to take a moment. Let's take a look at this entire card. This is the biggest night of the year.
Oh, indeed.
Mayhem in Memphis. 13 big matches coming up at the Mid-South Coliseum. It starts at 8 o'clock Monday night, and here is the opening match of the night. Tony Falk will be going against Mr. Fantasy to get things going. Following that, you got Billy Travis going against Reno Riggins.
Hey, that's going to be a good battle.
That really should be a good one, especially after what we saw today from Reno Riggins in our first look at him. Of course, we know Billy Travis. Then, Dirty White Boy going against Mean Mike Miller, as Tony Anthony will be stepping into the ring against Miller. Following that, you got Dutch Mantell going against the Hornet. It's a tournament finals match. And 2 tournament semifinals matches after all of those singles, so that you end up with a 7-match, 1-night power slam, and the winner gets a shot at the Southern title, whoever holds the Southern title after the evening is completed. Each man has 5 minutes to score a pinfall. There'll be no time limit, or rather, there is a time limit, 5 minutes, but there will be no disqualifications, no countouts, and in case of a draw, listen to the stipulation, in case of a draw, the crowd response will determine the winner. So be there to support your favorite in this 1-night tournament, 7-match, 1-night power slam tourney, and the winner of it gets the shot at the Southern heavyweight title. Grudge match coming up, Eric Embry against Mike Samples. You saw that brief videotape a few moments ago, and you know why Eric Embry has the grudge and is going to be looking for Mike Samples Monday night, and he'll be there, too. Street fight coming up, Miss Texas against Laura Davenport. Stand by for this one, fans. After that, it's Brian Christopher against Tom Pritchard. One of them is going to walk out as the Southern heavyweight champion. The other one is not going to be booked in the USWA for 30 days or more. Then, revenge match. Robert Fuller has issued the challenge, and Eddie Marlin has signed the match. It'll be Fuller against Richard Lee in a single revenge match. Stretcher match after that. One of them's going to be hauled out of there. Rock and Roll Express will be going against the Gilberts. Eddie and Doug Gilbert will be going against Robert and Rick in a stretcher match at the Coliseum on Monday night. Try to talk to Rock and Roll Express about that one a little bit later on. USWA World Tag Team belts will be on the line then as Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett step in against the Moondogs with Richard Lee. But look at this.
Fifi.
Moondog Fifi will be there, and Moondog Fifi's hair will be at stake. Mayhem in Memphis. 13 great matches beginning at 8 o'clock Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum, and I thought we were going to get through without having to deal with the Moondogs, but no such luck. Here's Richard Lee again.
I'm going to tell you something, Dave Brown. I'm getting sick and tired of this promotion trying to do everything that it possibly can to embarrass Richard Lee and my Moondog. Well, let me tell you something. You know how bad Spot is. You know how mean Cujo is. But we've caught a lot of flack because supposedly we've come out here and we beat up all these little boys that wrestle all the preliminary matches. They don't have any experience. My big bad Moondogs will come out here and beat them up. And then I have to sit around night after night after night looking at a bunch of skinny-legged, flat-chested, old biddies that think they're tough, that think they can wrestle, that don't know nothing. Well, let me tell you what I've done, boys. I've gone to Louisiana, like I said, sold this Rudolph, the voodoo lady that gave me my hair tonic, took care of my dog, but I also brought back a little surprise for everybody, and I'm going to show you right now, Dave.
Well, a little surprise, he says. This, with Richard Lee, surprises are usually bad surprises. Garbage can in hand. Here's the surprise.
Well, this is the finest specimen of a woman you can find anywhere. Do you know what I mean? This is lovely Fifi, Moondog Fifi, the sister of Spot and Cujo. Now, let me tell you something, Jerry Lawler. Let me tell you something, Jeff Jarrett. If you think you're going to touch one hair on the top of the head of this pretty lady right here, you got another thing coming, brother, because Richard Lee ain't going to let it happen. We're going to do away with Robert Fuller. We're going to do away with every ugly woman in this wrestling federation. We're going to do away with Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett. We're going to rule the USWA. These are the new future. No. No. This is the new future of the USWA. Whether you like it or whether you don't like it, this is it.
Well, her hair is going to be at stake this week against the titles. And that may be the last time you see that long, blonde, matted hair that Moondog Fifi has. That's the action coming up this week. Don't miss it, fans. We'll be back right after this. Jeff Jarrett and the King, Jerry Lawler, are going to be wrestling right here in just a few minutes. They're going to be going against the Gilberts. Should be a great match we've got for you on USWA Championship Wrestling today. Right now, I'd like to, if we possibly can, to have them head this way. Let's talk to them about some of the action coming up around the territory over the next few days. I don't know. Maybe they are around. Maybe that should. Well, we got a little bit of time. Here they come. Here they come right here. Jeff Jarrett leading the way. The King right behind. They have the USWA World Tag Team titles around their waist. And what a match in which they won it, too, let me tell you. Fans, all the fans want to say hi to them as they slowly make their way over to the desk here, and we'll try to talk to them. As we said, of course, being world champions, you have some extra responsibilities and places to visit and folks to see, and that's the case this week. Yeah, you saw Fifi, huh?
Well, I was a little scared. That's why we were so hesitant to come out here. I didn't know if we should come out here after seeing that thing. But before, we want to talk about her just a little bit, but before we do, we got some things coming up, some big other places we're going to be around the area. As usual, you know, the Lawler's Kings of Memphis going to be in action tomorrow. Brought, once again, I don't think it's half. I think we got the entire city of Yorkville, Tennessee. Can we get a shot of those fine people from Yorkville, Tennessee over there? There they all are. We're going to be up in Yorkville tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 at Yorkville City Ballpark. We're going to be playing the T-ball dads and the Little League dads, and we're going to be raising some money for the Yorkville T-ball and Little League Association up there. I want to invite everybody to come on out. They say they're going to put us away, but it hasn't been done yet, but we'll just see if they can do it. Jeff, you got some place you're going to be around here?
That's right. This Friday, you're going to be there, too. We're going to be right up in Ripley, Tennessee. Just right up the road. Some great USWA matches up there, and but Monday night, mayhem in Memphis.
Man, Dave, this is one of the biggest cards of the entire year. I don't even remember ever having 13 matches in one night. I'm looking forward to, you know, you mentioned that Power Slam tournament. That's going to be neat because that's some unusual rules there.
Absolutely.
5 minutes. Each guy's just got 5 minutes. They're going to, Eddie Martin told me they're going to all go to the ring at once right there. They're going to all be out there. 2 guys go in. They got 5 minutes to score a pinfall. And if they don't, the audience gets to decide the winner?
That's right. If it's a draw, the audience response decides who wins and who advances.
Well, I feel sorry for some of those guys that the people are not too crazy about, no matter how hard they wrestle. They better try to get a quick pinfall. But the match that I can't wait for is Mayhem in Memphis is exactly right, because, you see, last week everybody sat right there and sat right in their homes, and they listened to Richard Lee come out here and run his mouth about how tough his Moondogs were and how there wasn't a chance in the world that he would lose his hair. But what do we still have around our waist? And what does he no longer have on his head? Huh? We still got the belts, and he ain't got no hair, and I hope he comes back out here sometime in the show, because we'll yank that phony little baseball cap of his off, and we'll show everybody that he has somehow glued some hair or something to his head or inside that baseball cap, because he is bald as a cue ball, I can tell you that right now. And Richard Lee, you want to talk about this week? You've gone down to Louisiana and you've brought back the Moondog's sister, Jeff.
Oh, Fifi.
Well, I want to tell you, she had a bone hanging around her neck, and I'm sure that's the only way they ever got the dogs to play with her when she was a kid. She's so ugly. I understand they told me that they used to have to sit her in the corner and feed her with a slingshot. She was so ugly when she was a kid. And she didn't improve any when she got older. Well, Moondogs, you're going to give the distinct pleasure, along with Jeff and I, of when that match is over Monday night, you're gonna get to watch us take these 2 world championship belts, put them back around our waist, and then your sister's gonna get to sit her fat butt down in the middle of that ring, and somebody, we got some very special people this week to do the honors, is gonna take some hair clippers and cut all the hair off of her big, fat, ugly head right in the middle of the ring of the Mid-South Coliseum. Is that right, Jeff?
That's exactly right. You know, Dave, growing up, I'd always watch the matches on TV, and I'd want to go to the matches every week. But this is one week that if you want to come to wrestling, this is the week to come, because you've got a Power Slam tournament, you've got title matches, and then for sure you're going to see a head shaving. And there's been I don't think I've ever seen a girl get her head shaved. Well, Miss Texas a while back.
Yeah.
But Fifi, yep.
This is going to be a big one. Now I just got a little piece of tape. I went by some friends of mine that do my hair, said that they would be more than glad to be down there Monday night if you can just run this little tape and see the fine girls over the hair sale. Here's what they got to say about this.
Hello, my name is Kelly. And I'm Laura. And we're from the hair sale in Raleigh-LaGrange. And when Jerry and Jeff beat the pants off of them Moondogs, I'm going to shave every hair off of Moondog Fifi's head.
And I'll make her even uglier than she is right now, if it's possible.
That's right. I don't think it is possible to make her any uglier than she is. But I can tell you this, Richard Lee, I'm making a promise. You know, there's a good rule of thumb in this profession. You think long and hard before you open your mouth. You try not to let your mouth write checks that your body can't cash. But I'm going to make a promise to you and to all of these great wrestling fans and to everybody watching this TV show right now. We will beat the Moondogs, and we will see that big, fat, ugly Moondog Fifi get her hair cut right there at the Mid-South Coliseum. Hold on, tell you that. Richard Lee, you're going to have one mad Moondog girl on your hands when she finds out that you went all the way to Louisiana and brought her up here just to get her head shaved Monday night.
Hold on to these belts.
All right. I tell you what, these guys are ready, huh? They've got a victory under their belts. They've seen Richard Lee get his head shaved. A haircutting coming up, they say, as they put Moondog Fifi right there in the middle of the ring and cut her hair, too. You got a lot of action coming up around the territory, Corey.
Oh, yes, sir. We've got a lot of it starting Friday night, Ripley, Tennessee. Friday night, 8 p.m. at the football field. Now, it's going to be at the gym if rain prevails. On the card, Jerry the King Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, Eddie Gilbert's on the card, Ricky Morton, Moondogs, Lauren Davenport, all lined up for Ripley this Friday night at 8 o'clock. Tickets are on sale at the high school, $1 off advance tickets. Friday night in Ripley. Following week, Thursday, August 13th, 8 p.m. Win, Arkansas, championship wrestling at the Knights of Columbus Hall. Moondogs on the card, Jeff Jarrett, Eric Embry, Eddie Gilbert on the card. Also Miss Texas and Lauren Davenport. Friday, August 14th, 8 p.m. Trenton, Tennessee. You were just up there this past week. Jerry Lawler's on the card there in Trenton. Jeff Jarrett will be there also. Brian Christopher, Miss Texas, Eddie Gilbert, Moondogs, all lined up for Trenton, Tennessee. Friday, August 14th. Friday night, August 21st, 8 p.m., Forest City, Arkansas, at the Civic Center. Advance tickets are on sale at Parker Furniture. All of the USWA top stars are lined up for Forest City, Arkansas. Championship wrestling back in Jonesboro. Big crowd in Jonesboro this past week, too, on championship card night. 8 p.m. in Jonesboro, coming Saturday, August 22nd at the Earlville Community Center. All of the top stars lined up for Jonesboro. Then, Senatobia, Mississippi, Thursday night, August 27th, Senatobia. They're at the Northwest Community College. All of the top stars on the card. Friday, August 28th, Kennett, Missouri, back at the American Legion building in Kennett, Missouri. And coming soon, Shelby, Mississippi, championship wrestling. And Monday night, 13 big matches on the card. Mayhem in Memphis.
It should be quite a night at the Coliseum, all beginning at 8 o'clock. You know, there was a match which occurred between the Rock and Roll Express, Rick and Robert, going against the Gilberts. Take a look at just these short highlights of that one.
Well, action all over the Coliseum Arena. As Morton, he slams Gilbert up against the turn post. Knee lift from Morton. Robert Gibson nailed Eddie Gilbert as he came off that knee lift. And again, look at the Rock and Roll Express. Robert just shoves referee Paul Neighbors to the side. Look at Gilbert just nail Paul in there again. Boy, he just hauled off and nailed referee Paul Neighbors. Paul said just stop the whole match at 11:44 after Gilbert just hauled off and nailed him in there. At 11:44, referee Paul Neighbors has said just stop the whole thing.
When we come back, we'll talk to the Rock and Roll Express live here in the studio. Well, I'll tell you what, Rick and Robert have looked mighty good together for a long, long time. It was great to have them back together, and we're going to be looking at them again here in just a moment. I'd like to bring them out and talk to them about a match they got coming up. Here they come right here. Rick Morton leading the way. Robert Gibson right behind. They have a match coming up, which we will talk to them about against the Gilberts. Yeah, here they come right here.
The boys are back in town. All right.
You guys have a stretcher match coming up here against these Gilberts. I know that especially has meaning to Rick, but also to both of you.
That's right. Let me tell you something, Eddie Gilbert and Doug Gilbert. What we did, we come back, we did one thing. We run your butt all over that Coliseum. And what's going to happen now is going to be a stretcher match. And, guys, one of us will be carried out. It's not going to be the Rock and Roll.
We say one thing first, Dave. I want to thank all the nice fans for the great welcome back of the Rock and Roll Express. And we appreciate it, baby, because now we are home. But like you said, this is a stretcher match. And let me tell you something, Eddie Gilbert. Every second, every minute of the day, I think about when I wrestled you, brother, and they had to carry my father back to the dressing room. But you see, now this match right here, where the only way it can be over is to be carried back in a stretcher. And that's what we're here for. We told you, Gilberts, when the Rock and Roll Express get together, all we do is create stormy weather, baby. And I'm telling you one thing else. I told you, don't hold us responsible for what's going to happen, because we don't care about you, Doug Gilbert, Eddie Gilbert. We're here telling all these people that you're one of the greatest tag teams in the world. But we are here, and we're here to stay. And, brother, we're going to make it, and we're going to walk over you to get to the top.
That's the word from Rick Morton and Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express. You're going to see them in action right here, right now, as they climb into the ring for a match right here on USWA Championship Wrestling. They are set to go. There's a referee climbing into the ring, Kevin Christian. Oh, here comes the opponents, though. Here come the opponents. Mean Mike Miller And Mr. Clyde, led by Lauren Davenport, as they make their way up into the ring. Mike Miller steps through the ropes. I would guess he will be starting for his team. Well, Mr. Clyde steps in there. Referee Kevin Christian with the inspection. No, it's going to be Mr. Clyde starting, and he will be starting against Robert Gibson. Here we go. Action underway. Tag team action. Lauren Davenport wandering over here by the desk area.
I'm so sick and tired of hearing about that Rock and Roll Express. Those two are the most overrated boys in wrestling.
I don't know about that.
Would they ever beat Dave Brown? They've never beat anybody.
Who have they ever beat? Oh, you talk about four-time world champions in here. You ask who have they ever beat?
Yeah, they have certainly made their mark in the world of professional wrestling all around the world.
Oh, yes.
I'll guarantee you they won't be meeting Mr. Clyde and Mike Miller this morning.
Rick Morton looking pretty good so far against Mr. Clyde. He has him on the mat, picks him up, a little bit of hair pulling there maybe, but Rick backs him into the ropes. And rock and roll, look out. They dump him into the ropes, whip him into the ropes.
Double teaming him, Dave Brown. Say something about that. They're double teaming him.
Yeah, they double teamed him. They did double team him, no doubt about it. Mr. Clyde finding the going pretty tough here.
Robert. My man Mike Miller gets in there, though.
Oh, look at that. Look at that move by Robert Gibson, and he follows it up.
What's with this street fight they got me in with Miss Texas? Miss Texas? Is that what they're calling her, Miss Texas?
That's exactly right.
The first thing I'm going to take off her is that wig.
Oh, Lauren, come on.
Lauren Davenport. Oh, look at that. Mr. Clyde finds himself thrown out of the ring, down on the floor. He came flying through the ropes. All right, how about that? Rick wants to know what you think about that one now, huh?
I don't have anything to say about it.
Nothing to say about that, yeah. Rick Morton, look at him. Oh, he popped him with that right hand. Mr. Clyde in trouble. Mike Miller in trouble. They run their heads together right here on the floor. And Rick takes Mr. Clyde, slides him back under the bottom rope into the ring where Robert Gibson is waiting.
Robert whips Clyde in.
All my fans out there, if you want to come see Miss Texas, if you want to see her with no clothes on, you don't have to pick up Playboy or Penthouse. Just come on down, and I'll be taking all her clothes off.
Oh, come on. Lauren Davenport, talking about a street fight coming up with Miss Texas here. Tell you what, you better be kind of concerned about Mike Miller, your man Mike Miller in there, who finds himself in a battle against Rock and Roll Express. His partner, Mr. Clyde, is having a long day already. Look at that. Rick Morton, great move.
I don't have to worry about Mike Miller. Mike Miller can hold his own.
Yeah, he's got to get the tag from Mr. Clyde in there first.
That's right. Mr. Clyde's being kept away from the tag.
Yeah, he hadn't had a chance to hardly breathe in there. Rock and Roll Express has been after him. Look at Ricky said. Let him up over there. Boy, Clyde goes down again in there.
Boy, that hurts your ears, too, let me tell you.
Oh, I guess they tagged on that one, right, Dave Brown? I guess you saw him tag. I bet you did.
Frankly, I didn't see it. I was not watching for the tag there, and you may be right. They may not have. I don't know. I can't say for sure if they did or not. They usually do, though. Yeah, Rick. Little insult for Miss Davenport here. Any comment?
No comment again. Hey, look at Ricky roll Mr. Clyde up here, too. And Clyde kind of rolls over and gets out of the cover that Ricky had him in there. Had him rolled up good. Only got two out of it.
Hey, conference going on between Lauren Davenport and Mike Miller over here. I don't know what she told him. But their team is not doing well, that's for sure. What did you tell him there?
I gave him a little bit of pep talk, Dave Brown. Don't worry about it.
What did she tell him, and what did she give him one over there?
Well, that's also a possibility. Foreign object of time. Oh, goodness gracious. Mr. Clyde, you can almost feel sorry for him. The Rock and Roll Express dominating. And Lauren Davenport may not be impressed with his team, but everybody else is.
Well, there's Mike Miller in there, and big backdrop on Ricky. Slamming away on Rick Morton. Mike Miller whips him into the rope. Oh, look at Robert come out there. Rolls him up. Watch out for Lauren Davenport.
Oh, boy, Lauren Davenport jumped in there. Interferes in the match.
She was over here running her mouth at Jude Morton. And just slid in there. Oh,
look out! Miss Texas has got her.
That's Miss Texas there.
Look at this action. Here's Lauren Davenport out of the ring. Mike Miller's got her. There they go. Mr. Clyde has the Battle of Rock and Roll Express by itself. Got a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, but there was should have been a disqualification when Lauren got in there. Rock and Roll Express wins it. Either way you look at it, Rick and Robert have themselves a victory. Miss Texas jumped in to help out. Oh, my goodness. Mr. Clyde is looking around like, did anybody get the license number of the truck? That old proverbial thing that he's got to be thinking there. Because there he goes. He has just been run over by the Rock and Roll Express. And I hope these two guys were watching closely right there. Dirty Doug and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert.
You know, Dave Brown, it's real funny to me that Ricky Morton comes out here letting his alligator mouth overload his hummingbird butt. But let me tell you one thing. I'm sitting right here with my brother, the new king of professional wrestling, the world heavyweight wrestling champion. And they say stretcher match, Dave Brown. Do you know what we can do? We can bring a car in the Mid-South Coliseum, and we can run right over them. Can't we, King? Hey, what it boils down right to, boys, is whatever it takes, we will do. Tell them stuff.
You know, Dave, someone said to me earlier this week, Eddie, you seem to have a high-toned voice on television. So today I'm going to try to talk like Eddie Gilbert talks, and that seems to be the only way sometimes to get people to wake up and listen to something. Ricky Morton, you came back to the USWA, and you said you were going to become the world heavyweight champion. Well, I slipped on a banana peel one night, and I let you win it for 1 week. And when I felt like taking it back, I took it back. And then you wanted to blame my brother Doug for your loss. And so that was your reason. That was your thinking for getting on the phone after not being able to talk to Robert Gibson for almost 1.5 years, and you brought him back in to this area as the big rock and roll reunion. And then you want to try to steal all my girlfriends. You want to try to steal all my fans, all these beautiful women in this area, from Louisville, Kentucky, to Evansville, Indiana, to Nashville, Tennessee, even to Ripley, Tennessee, even here in Memphis, Tennessee. You want to try to steal my women? You want to talk about tag team wrestling? Well, we are wrestling. We are the greatest wrestling family in wrestling today. And this week, stretcher match, the only way that you can win, Dave, and you know what it is when your opponent gets carried out of the ring on a stretcher. Well, I'm going to add one little bonus to this, boys. The people are going to get to see the death of rock and roll this week, because both of you, not just one of you, will be carried out. And also, I would like to make my official announcement. I am now running for the presidency of the United States of America.
That's all we need. The Gilberts, they'll be back later on. They'll be in the ring. They'll have to face Lawler and Jarrett. USWA Championship Wrestling will continue after this. Coming up Monday night, 8 o'clock at the Mid-South Coliseum is when it all began. It's going to be a 7-match, one-night Power Slam tournament. Winner gets a shot at the Southern title. Each man's going to have 5 minutes to get a pinfall. If he doesn't get it, then, by the way, no disqualification, no countouts. In case of a draw, the crowd response will determine the winners of the match. Opening match of the night, Tony Falk goes against Mr. Fantasy. Following that, Billy Travis against Reno Riggins. Following that's the Dirty White Boy against Mean Mike Miller. Then you got Dutch Mantell against the Hornet. In the tournament, you got 2 tournament semifinals. You got the tournament finals coming up, and again, the winner gets the shot. at the Southern Heavyweight title. Grudge match, Mike Samples against Eric Embry. Samples did a number on Eric Embry's eyes. Coat hanger, it looked like to me. Eric Embry will be back looking to even things up. Big street fight. Lauren Davenport seems to be a little nervous about this one. She should be. She'll be going against Ms. Texas. Then the loser doesn't get booked in the USWA for at least 30 days. The winner walks out as the Southern Heavyweight champion. Tom Pritchard will be going against Brian Christopher. Pritchard is the man who's the champion right now. Revenge match. Robert Fuller has challenged Richard Lee, and he'll have him in the ring Monday night in a single match. Stretcher match. Stretcher rules in effect. Rock and Roll Express against the Gilberts, Eddie and Doug. Only way you're going to be able to lose this match is to be hauled out on a stretcher. Then the USWA World Tag Team belts at stake. Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler will be putting them on the line against the hair of Moondog Fifi. Mayhem in Memphis, 13 huge matches coming up Monday night at the Coliseum. Gentlemen, you're going to be participating.
I don't believe it. First night, Memphis and Reno Riggins is in the Southern Heavyweight tournament. It could be in the luck of the cards for Reno Riggins to walk away with the Southern Heavyweight title.
Very good. Good luck to you.
Yeah, Mr. Brown, that's right, the Candyman. Mr. Fantasy, oh, he's out. The Candyman's in, so y'all looking at the next Southern Heavyweight champion, baby.
Well, Candyman taking the place of Mr. Fantasy, the Hornet.
Dave, this is a shot at the Southern Heavyweight belt, and I'm going to make the most of it. It's not going to slip through my fingers.
All right, very good. And Ms. Texas right here. You got that street brawl coming up.
Lauren Davenport, I got you in a street fight, which is right up my alley. So we go in the ring with our clothes on. But see, the only thing is, I still have my clothes on. And when I get through with you, honey, you won't have a stitch of clothes on.
It's all coming up Monday night, 8 o'clock at the Mid-South Coliseum. We'll be back here with that big main event action right after this. Gilberts are in the ring. Lauren Davenport's at ringside with him. Eddie Gilbert has just thrown a chair in. The world champions have arrived. Jeff Jarrett, the King, Jerry Lawler. Wow, what a match. We've been looking forward to this one all day long. We don't have a lot of time, but boy, what time we got left. Should be action-packed here today as the Gilberts are going against Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler. The Green Hornet, says Eddie. Boy, Eddie won't give up on that thing of him being the new king and it all being over for Lawler.
No, he won't.
Well, he needs a reality check, I believe, and he may get it right here today in this match. Waiting for the signal. Doug Gilbert trying to go after Jeff Jarrett. Finally, referee says, yeah, go ahead and ring the bell. Let's get it underway, and boy, am I ready for this one. Oh, here's Lauren Davenport back over here. I guess you're a little more impressed with the Rock and Roll Express now, huh?
No, I'll tell you who I'm really impressed with. That's Eddie Gilbert. Eddie Gilbert's got something that I'm really interested in and something I like. I'm going to stand out here and watch every move that he makes.
Well, all right. I just hope that we can count on you to stand out here and watch and not interfere as you did last time around. There's Doug flying through the air. Jeff Jarrett bounces him off the mat right in the middle of the ring. Doug, I think he was a bit disoriented, went to the wrong corner, and Lawler made him pay for it.
What a good move by Jeff. Good-looking reversal. And went after Eddie Gilbert. Tries to get in and interfere. Jeff leaps up and... Oh, look at Jeff.
What a move.
Yes, sir. What a move indeed. There's the ring, and Doug and Eddie Gilbert... with a little compassion now for each other. Oh, Jeff's after Lauren Davenport over here.
Two Gilberts with one move. That's what Jeff Jarrett got there. Now Doug Gilbert climbing back in. And Eddie is saying, Lauren, are you all right? Is everything fine? She says, yes, I am okay. Here's Lawler up on the middle rope. Oh, hello there. As he greets Doug Gilbert.
Came off that rope. And Dave, he nailed Doug Gilbert right in the jaw there. May have loosened a couple of his teeth in there. Gilbert's checking his mouth there to Lawler, catching him right in that jaw. There's the King Lawler, Jeff Jarrett. What a formidable team these two are. It's a rugged team in Eddie and Doug Gilbert. Doug, where's Lawler in?
All right. right. Boy, you talk about frustration on the face of Doug Gilbert. He thought he had Lawler going. Lawler just held onto the ropes, and that stopped that right there.
Well, the king held on to the rope there and came off with that strut, and Doug Gilbert knew immediately he had been outsmarted by Lawler. Eddie Gilbert! Oh, yeah, Gilbert. Eddie Gilbert goes for the same thing Lawler did in that. Held on to the rope, and he had a strut of his own until Lawler got him right in the bumper in there.
The new king, he likes to call himself, but I think he just learned who is the king of wrestling. There's a tag. Oh, Eddie doesn't want to face him anymore. He tagged brother Doug. Doug tried to pull the strap down like Lawler does. It wasn't working too well even with that.
Well, he gets both of his straps down in there and slugging away on Jerry. Look at that!
That'll work. Oh, my goodness gracious. He knocked him right into the rope.
Got Doug hanging on that rope in there, and Jeff just flips him over. Jerry flips him into Jeff. Jarrett comes in. Nails Gilbert with a right hand. Jeff still working. Oh, look at Eddie Gilbert. Pulls Jeff by his leg in there.
Oh, trying to post Jeff. They did swing that knee around.
Yeah, he slung Jeff's leg right into the ring post there.
Doug Gilbert snaps Jeff, drops him with that suplex. Oh, my goodness. He doesn't go for the cover. Jeff moves out of the way, goes for the tag, and gets it on the king. Here's Lawler.
Lawler going to work on Eddie and Doug Gilbert. Tag team action. Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett going up against Eddie and Doug Gilbert. Look at Jeff. Lawler's over, working on Eddie Gilbert.
Davenport back in the ring, pulling the hair of Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, watch this Davenport in here. Over grabbing Jeff by his hair.
Here's Miss Texas. Referee calls the bell. There comes Moondog Fifi in there.
Oh, boy, Fifi, the Moondog.
We've got to go to break. We'll be back after this. Special time again next week, 9:30. Until then, for Corey Macklin, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.